What is going on, guys? I hope you're having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nierenstein. This is Vehicle Virgins. Smash that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell to join the Vehicle Virgins family, and stay up to date on the latest and greatest automotive content. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend, and if you saw that Super Bowl game, oh my gosh, that was ridiculous. Now, some order of business we gotta take care of. Ellie, the Huracan, is incredibly dirty, like embarrassingly dirty. And somebody reminded me in the comments, why did I just go to a coin-operated wash when I now have a house with a hose and a driveway? And that is a fantastic question. I don't know the answer to that. I almost forgot that now I have my own place and I can wash my car in the driveway. So that's what we're gonna do with Ellie, because honestly, she's looking a little bit sad. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, God. Oh, yep, that's not much better there. That is actually worse. Now, I was about to run to the auto parts store to get some soap, but I just realized I actually have some from when I visited Jay Leno at his garage. He actually gave everyone who visited a bunch of Jay Leno soap. Let's see how it goes. On second thought, I definitely need some more microfiber towels, and people were calling me out for not using the 2-bucket method, which honestly, I probably should be doing. So I'm gonna get another bucket as well. All right, Ariana, let's do this. Whoa, radar detector has fallen. After the detector's been in the heat for a while, these suction things tend not to work very well. Boom, there we go. We got microfibers, we got some more soap, we got an additional bucket, and we got a nozzle. Let's wash the car. A lot of you guys commented last time I washed my car on the fact that I wasn't using the 2-bucket method. Why was I not doing that? Honestly, pure laziness, and it wasn't a good idea. So thank you so much for keeping an eye out for me and my car's condition. For those of you who have no idea what the 2-bucket method is, well, it's pretty simple. It involves 2 buckets. Essentially, you fill 1 bucket up with the appropriate soap for your car, as well as water, so you'd have a nice soapy mix there. And another one you fill up with just water. Now, it's a little bit soapy here because I have dipped this mitt in there to clean it off. But essentially, the reason for using 2 buckets is simple. If you're just using one, you dip your mitt in it to get it soapy, you wash your car off, and then you're dipping that mitt back in there, you're mixing all the dirt and grime that just came off your car right into the clean soap, and then when you take your mitt back out, you could potentially scratch your car with rocks, and also, you've got dirty soap. This way, after you wash your car a little bit, then you rinse the mitt off in the 2nd bucket, go back into the 1st one, wash the car, and repeat. Pretty simple. Let's wash this thing.
Building a fortress, and we thought it was stronger, keeping your distance.
Now it's time to dry her off. If you go to places like Costco or Walmart, you can get a ton of microfiber towels for cheap. Honestly, the auto parts stores are a little bit overpriced. 30 of these for 19 bucks, that's a good deal. Let's dry her.
And we can feel nothing.
And just like that, Ellie is clean. Let's go ahead and hop inside and go over what today's video is all about. Let's do this thing. Actually, before we get started, I want to remind you guys, Vehicle Virgin stickers are for sale. I've got a link in the description below for that. I've drastically lowered the prices of shipping. The shipping cost was too high for the stickers, but if you want some cool Vehicle Virgin stickers for your car, for your laptop, for your wall, to stick on your head, who really cares? Link in the description below for that. We've also got, now I'm not much of a hat person myself, but many people are, sweet Vehicle Virgins hats. You can also find them on my website, link in the description below. Now, let's get on to the video. You've got yourself a job, you've saved up some money, and it's time to buy yourself a car. Now, as an enthusiast, you want something fast, something fun to drive, that looks cool, sounds great, and also doesn't break the bank. However, your parents want you to get something slow, something boring, and most importantly, something safe. But, Mom, I'm the one driving. Of course I'm gonna be safe. I am such a safe driver. Chances are you want a fast car. You're not gonna be driving safe, but shh. I won't tell anyone. There are some cars that sound and look slower and safer than they actually are. Whether it's because they're from a certain brand, their price, their appearance, it doesn't really matter. Here are some fast, decently affordable cars that your parents will realize, now hopefully after you've already bought the car and had it for a little bit, that they actually despise the car. First up is the 2004 to 2005 Dodge Neon Srt4. Now with a name like Dodge Neon, how could it possibly be fast? It sounds harmless, right? And honestly, just by the looks of it, it looks harmless as well. But you'd be wrong. Your parents would be very, very wrong. It turns out the SRT4 is quite fast, and with a little bit of extra cash, it can be a heck of a lot faster. Now in 2004, Dodge radically upgraded the SRT4 Neon. We've now bumped power up to 230 horsepower and 250 pound-feet of torque. Doesn't sound like a ton, but this car is super light, so it gets moving pretty quick. But more importantly, they put a limited slip differential in the car. The Neon comes with a 5-speed manual transmission. And get this, the acceleration statistics are actually really quick. 0 to 60, now this is stock, not modified, 5.3 seconds. That's fast. Quarter mile, 13.9. Now, chances are that's quick enough, but for people who have the need for speed, buying a Neon is a good idea. A freer flowing exhaust as well as an aftermarket intake, both things very inexpensive, will bring you up into the 250 wheel horsepower range, not 250 at the crank. Well, when you want to get more than 250 wheel horsepower, what do you do? Well, it's simple. Replace the wastegate actuator with a kinetic one. That will allow you to increase boost using a boost controller, and you can get somewhere up to 295 horsepower to the wheels on a stock turbo. Now, want more than 295 horsepower to the wheels? Not really that much of a problem with the Neon, but you will need a larger turbo. There's a bunch of turbo kits out there. Han Racecraft 20G is one of them. It'll push you up into the 380 wheel horsepower range. You will need better motor bounce, iridium plugs, and probably a new clutch because, well, not probably, your stock clutch will not hold. But with 380 horsepower to the wheels, you will be walking by sports cars like there's no tomorrow in your 2004 Dodge Neon. That's hilarious. And yeah, your parents will hate it, but you can find Dodge Neon SRT4s from 04 and 05 for $5,000 to $10,000 all day long. Next, we have the S14 second generation Nissan 240SX. Mom, Dad, it's boring, it's slow, it's an old Nissan. The second generation 240, made from 1994 to 1998, doesn't look overly aggressive or quick from the factory, but that works to your advantage. The S14 is, however, packing some goodies. Optional, even on the base model, was a limited slip differential, also a 5-speed manual for extra fun. But the best part about the S14 240 is how plentiful forums and guides are on the internet for modifying the car. There are forums upon forums dedicated to motor swaps, transmission swaps, and the likes. When you're looking into swapping the motor on your 240, typically there are 5 options that people choose from. One of the most common is the red top SR20. It's cheap, there are tons of them, and it makes 203 horsepower stock from just 7 pounds of boost. Crank up the boost and it gets a lot higher than 203 horsepower. When the S14 inevitably comes a pile of parts in your parents' garage, they will hate it. But honestly, parents, there are a lot worse things your teens or college students could be doing than building the engine of their car. If you can spare the space and the time, it's a good learning experience. The Lancer Evo 7, made from 2001 to 2003. Mom, it's a Mitsubishi. It's not a big deal. And it's from 2001. It happens to also be a lightweight, fun-to-drive sports car, and it has some serious movie fame. With a curb weight of just 2,900 pounds and a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder making 276 horsepower, it is a little rocket ship straight out of the factory. Once again, this car also has a manual option, a limited slip differential, and a massive cult following online, which means modifying it won't be all that difficult. The availability of parts is huge, and if you run into trouble and you don't know what to do, chances are there's thousands of other people just like you that have done it before and can help you out. Sometimes even with detailed pictures on forums, step by step, of exactly what you're trying to do. Or YouTube videos. Like the Neon, an intake, an exhaust, and a boost controller will likely be your first modifications. Easily, you can bump the car up into the mid 300 horsepower range. It was also the star in the Fast and Furious movies. Likely because it's fast, and it will make your parents absolutely furious, but it's a good car. The Subaru Wrx Sti. Looks good, fun to drive, good off-road, and it also costs insurance companies more money per year than any other car does. I am not making that up. The second generation WRX, made from 2002 to 2005, was dubbed the Bug-Eye Impreza, which actually, it looks pretty good. And because it's a Subaru, you might actually have a chance at convincing your parents that you buying one is a good idea. Now, if you want to get really fancy, opt for the WRX Sti S203 that was made in 2005. Super limited edition car, had a 2.5 liter ball bearing turbocharged engine that made 320 horsepower. Once again, an exhaust and a tune, suspension, simple modifications, and it'll be a heck of a lot more fun. It's loud, it's burbly, your parents will hate it, but you will love it. So, at the end of the day, who really cares? Lastly, we have the Hyundai Genesis Coupe. A Hyundai. What could your parents possibly not like about a Hyundai? Well, it turns out the engine and the sound. Now, we can't deny that many Hyundai Genesis Coupe owners with the 3.8 liter V6 have discovered that with an aftermarket exhaust, it sounds strikingly like a Nissan GTR. I'm going to attempt now to replicate the sound of a Genesis. Be prepared to turn off the video. That was actually really bad, but it does actually sound like a GTR, funny enough. The fact that it's available in a manual and that R-Spec models and above come with a limited slip differential make it an appealing choice for auto enthusiasts. And 2012 3.8 liter track specs being the highest spec Genesis coupes, can be found from 13 to 17 grand all day long. They also make 306 horsepower and 266 pound-feet of torque. Not bad, and it sounds like a GTR. Interesting combination of things. Definitely a fun car. Well, there you have it, guys. 5 fast cars your parents will absolutely hate. Let me know what you guys think of this list. If you can think of more cars that I missed, leave them in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this style of video, if you're not subscribed yet, smash that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on. I look forward to seeing you guys next video.